Welcome back, and today we are going over something I can see as like the best piece of evidence, at least for me, that this whole Genesis was not just made up by the Southern Kingdom to make themselves look good and make reasons why they are the kings and you are not. Because in no way, shape, or form would the kingdom of Judah allow this story in there. There's no reason to make it up. There's no reason at all. Yes, the criteria of embarrassment, which there are places where it's not used for defending the Bible. Anyway, at that time, Judah left his brothers and went down to stay with a man named Elabam. A man of Elabam named Hara. There Judah met the daughter of a Canaanite man named Shua. He married her and laid with her. So a Canaanite, Amber, and all that thing. But hey, the Gentiles are being brought in. Okay. She became pregnant and gave birth to a son who was named She conceived again and gave birth to a son and named him Onan. Serious question here. Would these be considered the Jews or Judites? Because they're the first descendants of Judah. Maybe. She gave birth to still another son and named him Shelah. It was at Kenzba that she gave birth to him. Also, another thing, making all this stuff up. Why these specific details? And it's just like, it was somewhere in the south of our kingdom, or it was at Jerusalem. And this is how the monarchy was founded. Judah got a wife for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. But Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the Lord's sight, so the Lord put him to death. We don't know what he did. Just they put him to death. Then Judah said to Onan, "Lie with your brother's wife, and fulfill your duty to her as a brother-in-law to produce an offspring for your brother." Yes, that was a common thing back then. It just was. But Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, so whenever he lied with his brother's wife, he spilled his semen on the ground to keep from producing an offspring for his brother. What he did was wicked in the Lord's sight, so he put him to death also. Judah, you're 0 for 2 here. Judah then said to his daughter-in-law, Tamar, "Live as a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up." Oh, let's just stop here. Judah's like, "Oh, just live with your father for a while." Because, well, widows back then, they had no protection. They couldn't do anything. That's just how it was. For, he thought, he may die too, just like his brothers. Judah, no confidence. So, supposedly, if we got this right, Genesis was made up to make the kingdom of Judah obviously the right rulers. Their patriarch, Judah, has no confidence that any of his sons will produce an heir and live on. Wait, what? So Tamar went to live with her father's house. After a long time, Judah's wife. Also, wait a second. Also, Judah could have taken care of her. Come on. The daughter of Shelah died. When Judah had recovered from his grief, he went up to Tamar, to the men who were shearing his sheep, and he and his friend Amor the Alvamite went with him. When Tamar was told, "Your father-in-law is on his way to Tamar to shear his sheep," she took off her widow's clothes, covered herself with a veil to disguise herself, and then sat down at the entrance to Enium. We have no idea why she did this, which is on the road to Tamar, for she thought that, though Shelah had now grown up, she had not been given to him as a wife. So Judah, the great patriarch of the kingdom of Judah, didn't keep his promises. Yeah, that makes the monarchy look great. That makes it look like, yeah, this is why God chose us to be in charge. No, it doesn't. This looks like Judah's being a jerk. And also, Jews, I know I'm kind of going hard on Judah right now. It is trying to defend the Bible, and kind of Judah does deserve it in this case because he's being really stupid. But no, I'm not trying to attack you. This has. I bet someone's going to accuse of me of being anti-Semitic because see, Judah's a bad guy. Yeah, Judah's a human, acting like a human. Wow, who would have thought? Totally missing the point of, this would have been in a, let's try making ourselves look like the clear rulers of these people. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, for she had covered her face. Judah thought she was a prostitute. Judah. Dude. Not realizing that she was his daughter-in-law, he went over to her by the roadside and said, "Come now, let me sleep with you." Judah, Yeah, this is why we clearly should roll over you and why our line is superior to yours, because we will sleep with the first prostitute we see on a road. I know the law says that we should be sleeping with prostitutes, but sorry, Aces, this wouldn't be in here if it was all made up to make the kingdom of Judah look superior to anybody, because it doesn't do that good of a job. Unless, like, look, we will admit that we did wrongdoing, then it's probably... So, yeah, but what examples do we have of people making up things of their ancestors doing terrible things by their own standards and saying, see, we're admitting that we do wrong. And what will you give me to sleep with you? She asked. She's going along with this. I don't know why. I'll send you a young goat from my flock, he said. You will give me something as a pledge will you give me something as a pledge until you send it? She asked. He said, what pledge shall I give you? Your seal and its cord, and the staff in your hand, she answered. So he gave them to her and slept with her, and she became pregnant by him. Also, obviously, the Bible's not saying, yeah, this is a good thing. It's just describing an event that happened. I don't know why so many people think, like, describing means prescribing, but apparently people do this day. After she left, she took off her veil and put on her widow's clothing again. Meanwhile, Judah sent the young goat by his friend the Elamite in order to get his pledge back from the woman, but he did not find her. He asked the men who lived there, where is the shrine prostitute who was beside the road in Emra? There hasn't been any shrine prostitute here, they said. Like, what the frick are you talking about? This shows up with a goat, like, I am here for the prostitute. Like, huh? What are you talking about? So he went back to Judah and said, I didn't find her. Besides, the men who lived there said, there hasn't been any shrine prostitute here. Then Judah said, let her keep what she has, or we will become a laughing stock. After all, I did send her this young goat, but you did not find her. Why would they become a laughing stock? Well, because Judah literally just slept with the first woman he saw on a road near town. About 3 months later, Judah was told, your daughter-in-law, Tamar, is guilty of prostitution, and as a result, she is now pregnant. Judah said, bring her out and have her burned to death. Judah, prostitution. She lives in the area you were. Can't you put two together? Dude. Oh yeah, I just thought of another objection. Oh, it's people saying this could be like a parallel, the David story. No, then why not just retell the David story, more suiting for David? And it's okay. I did this. My ancestor did it too. No, that doesn't make it okay. As she was being brought out, she sent a message to her father-in-law. I am pregnant by the man who owns these, and plus it's her who proves him as the jackass, not another guy. She said, and she added, see if you recognize whose seal and cord and staff these are. Judah recognized them and said, she is more righteous than I, since I wouldn't give her my son, Shelah. Yeah, you didn't give her your son, who you promised to. Oh yeah, and there was no promise of giving a son either. The only parallel between this and the David story is they both slept with women they weren't supposed to. And he did not sleep with her again. Good! When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. Okay, 2 boys. As she was giving birth, one of them put out his hand, so the midwife took a scarlet thread and tied it on his wrist and said, this one came out first. Okay, but when he drew his hand back his hand, his brother came out, and she said, so this is how you've broken out. And he was named Preza, meaning breaking out. Then his brother, who had the scarlet thread on his wrist, came out, and he was named Zerah, meaning scarlet or brightness. And yes, Preza is in the line of the Messiah, interestingly enough, meaning out of bad, horrible situations, God can bring out good. Yes. I hope I wasn't too mean, Judah. Anyway, so Trinity Radio, of course, is this going through Genesis verse 5 verse, and they have Genesis chapter 38, the stuff we just went over. They're going over this, and you can see his points of views. Yes. what they think. Yeah. So the whole Judah Tamor drama makes the elders in Ruth 4:12 seem like jerks. If they met it in every detail, as Chuck Masters, if someone said that at his wedding, he will reply, "Same to you, buddy." Yeah, so if you want more in depth stuff, yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.